So, have you ever had sales conversations and felt like an immense anxiety in them? I'm sure I'm not the only one, and I get them too. And I know you might think, oh, that's a bit odd. You're a sales coach. Do you not like teach people how to get around this sort of thing? Well, I do, but I do it best by sharing my own experiences, troubleshooting them so I can actually help you. And so I'm not immune from this sort of stuff. It happens to me. I can just have a bit of a quicker awareness and get through it a little bit quicker so I can help you guys. So this came up the last couple of weeks. I had a little bit of anxiety brewing, and it was like a anxious, uncomfortable, doubt, worry, that kind of flavour. Not like, oh, I'm so excited to get on with it. Not that kind of like healthy anxiety. And I was like, where's this coming from? And so I've troubleshot it, and I think this will be really helpful for you guys if you're feeling this way. I think there's a quick fix for this. The best way that I can describe this to you is that this feeling only comes up when we are focusing on and worrying about things that are not in your control. So that's when it comes up the most, is when we're focused and fixed on things that are just outside of our control, like customer reactions. If they say yes or no, we can influence, but we can't control it. Um, what you're thinking about things is very much in your control, but I'd slipped out of it. And so I was worrying about all this sort of stuff that was happening. And I'd forgotten about the things that I teach, the things that I know put you back in the driver's seat and back in control. And that has a much better energy and much better feeling to it. It's so much easier and lighter. So this happened a couple of times when I was having sales conversations with employees. The employer had signed up and said, yes, Helen's going to help. And I had these introduction calls with employees. And one gentleman came to the call, and he was very guarded, very like arms folded, like, oh, I don't know why I've been sent. You know, like, what's this shit, basically? Like, oh, I'm not interested. And immediately the anxiety was like, oh, level 10. Yeah, no, like, how am I going to help you? Well, maybe I'm better if we just don't do this. I'll just exit out. We'll all be all right. You know, that kind of thought went through my head, like, just get out of there as quickly as you can. But I knew it was just my brain trying to keep me safe. And actually, if I'm focused on his reaction, which is outside of my control, I'm not focused on things that are going to help the most, which is what I'm in control of. So my thinking, my ability to teach that person how their thinking could be harming their sales, what they're absolutely brilliant at, how they are able to win sales. Do they know that? Because that's really key. And then how could we use that person's intel to share with the rest of the team about how to get the best results? And then I was asking him, well, what makes you say this? Well, I'm really time poor. I'm short on time. This is going to be a waste of time. I asked him to talk me through what happens in sales conversations, how many conversations they have with people. And it turns out they're having lots of conversations. So, of course, they feel time poor, draining, fatigued. I was like, what if I can help you with that? And he was like, oh my God, that would be amazing. So just by being curious and dialing into what I can control, that conversation felt different in that moment, from anxiety to like, oh my God, alignment, desire, belief in results, energy, was bang on then. And that all happened in probably about 40 minutes. So that's how much it can turn on a knife edge if you're thinking. But if I'd entertained the things that I couldn't control on and I was focused on that, I guarantee that anxiety would have just been brewing and brewing and brewing, and we wouldn't have got that best outcome. I wouldn't have asked those questions. I'd have just transacted and tried to get out as quickly as I can. So that's the first thing that I see. We focus on things that are not in our control. So this feeling shows up even more then. The second thing is we're possibly focusing on results that we don't naturally deliver. And so then we're having to overwork to get the results. So what I mean by that is there's times when I've said yes to things that, yeah, I could do it, but it's not the best result. It's not what I love teaching or doing. An example, negotiation training. So I could do that, but I'd have to pull from the depths of energy, physically and mentally, to be able to deliver that. Do I want to make money that way? Do I want to impact people that way? Not really. There's easier and better ways of doing that. And it's delivering a result that's slightly outside of my core offering. So my core offering is here, how to get consistent revenue, how to get continuous revenue into your business. how to go from, you've made your first 100K, how to get your second 100K, how to get your first 500K, your first million, that kind of stuff, not the auxiliary stuff around it. So I've said yes to that stuff before when I've seen a gap in the diary because I've made that gap mean something negative. And so I'll combat that and I'll say yes to stuff and I'll get stuff booked in. There we go. No gaps. Oh, feels better. Until it comes around to delivering that, and then the anxiety is high again. Like, why do I feel so anxious? Because I'm working on results that I don't normally deliver. So of course I'm going to be anxious. But I've said yes because I've got a thought and I've made it mean something that's just not true. And actually, gaps in the diary are phenomenal and essential for you guys as business owners when you sell and deliver at the same time. Because if you don't have gaps, your body will crave it and it will create them. You get run down. You know, you need that downtime. It's not the same as when you worked for someone and you have to be on the clock all the time. It's a different type of working. So sometimes my brain relapses and it offers me a thought that a gap in the diary is really bad. So say yes to stuff. And then I say yes and I have to overwork. I have to pull from the depths to say yes and deliver those results. And I'm thinking, why have I done that? Well, I've done that in a reaction to a thought that I've had. So that's what happens. We say yes to things that are not our wheelhouse, and then we have to overwork to generate the result. And the final thing is there's a thought there that this should just be easy. And when we think you think something has gone wrong, when you're not seeing the results. And so we think that something's just not amiss. And it might just be something as simple as nothing's gone wrong, nothing's broken, but we're just learning how to do a new skill. Or we're just practicing how to talk about our offer in a different way. Or we're just practicing how to navigate a particular objection that keeps coming up over and over again. Nothing's going wrong, we're just learning. But our brain will offer us, oh my God, we're not seeing the results. It should be easier than this. Something's gone wrong. And then anxiety comes in. And from that feeling of anxiety and that thought, something's gone wrong, we'll go and create a lot of drama. We might go and create a new offer when actually the effort is needed over here still. So that's what I see a lot. We focus on things that we shouldn't be. We just focus on the wrong things we can't control. We overpromise stuff in terms of like results that we just don't deliver. And then we have to really overwork to get them. And we have a thought that like, if it's not easy, something's gone wrong. And we're not cut out to be in business and we shouldn't be doing it. We're not salespeople. And it's just not true. It's just not true. So I would say the alarm bell for me is when you have to modify either yourself, your approach, your offering, how you qualify people, and you bend on any of them, that's when this is going to show up the most. So this is what I help my clients with. Firm offer, they know who they're offering it to, they know who wants it, how that offer is constructed, how we talk about it, post about it. There's not as much drama. We navigate through a sales conversation. What are the steps? What needs to happen? Troubleshoot the objections, help move those conversations on. So there's less indecision, more decision. And then we have a look at all your thoughts and feelings around all of that, because you're going to have a lot on it. And we work on that until you don't have the same awkwardness or uneasiness about it. Just feels easier. So that's my result that I deliver here, not the other stuff. That. So if you're seeing the inconsistency of sales, you've got a lot of thinking on sales calls, it feels awkward, you know there's more in the tank and it's not very fulfilling right now for where you're at, you know you can influence more people, make more money, book a sales call and we will clear all this up. We'll find out what's going on, what you can do differently, and there'll be an offer of support of how you can get that consistency back, make more money in your business. So I'll see you soon. The link is going to be in the comments as usual. See you soon. Bye.